Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Luis el Apóstol Feliz. Second time is a charm. You know, I was trying to do the video, but I knew it was 15 minutes. And so today I'm going to do just part one of my boot collection. And then part two will be the newer boots. So let's begin with these boots. These boots right here. So you guys can see right there. So here you guys can see. I got these when I, from one of my cousins when I used to go to Gilroy. I got these with another pair of boots that unfortunately are no longer in my collection because the other boots are, they were at the end of their useful life. So I got these, when I went to Gilroy. I think these are Ariat, but I am not sure. But you guys can see I added a Dockers, insert because the ones that came with it, they've seen better days. And so, but, I haven't used them. I want to keep these in, pristine condition. And so, I'm going to put these right here. Okay, there we go. Now, here are these cowboy style boots. But, as you guys can see, I got these online and, these are off-brand. They do have just a cheaper, leather, insert, these aren't like top of the class. These aren't, too notable. I got these one day from TikTok for, $5, $25. And, it's a steal. And I like all the stitching right there. And, but it does have just a small pull tab. And, yeah. Nothing too notable. As you guys can see, these are more like Western style boots, but obviously these don't, these are off-brand. They're just your cheaper cowboy boots from online. These are not like specifically branded. Now check out these Sonoma Goods Santiago wingtip. I like the broguing. I like the way these look. You do have a, proprietary sole. No markings, but, I think these are really nice. I especially like them because, they do have a leather insert. The insole right there is not, removable. So, but they do have a zipper, which is really nice. Now, check out these mock toe Sonoma boots. Now, I just wear these, casually. These are more of my casual style boots. But as you guys can see, the insert has seen better days. It's not in the best condition. But I do like the, synthetic leather. I don't know if these are Goodyear welted, but I still love them no less. They have just a TPU outsole. So, got these, 2024-ish or 2023. I don't remember, but fun fact with these wingtip boots, I got those, 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago for Christmas, and now check these out, y'all. These are a dandy. I like these boots because, they do have a zipper right there. These are, just your Sonoma Goods plain toe right there. Obviously, the logo, they're still relatively in good condition. And so, now check these out, y'all. Anyone who has seen my video on my boots, on my Perry Ellis, obviously these are very nice. They don't have a logo on the pull tabs. I added a different sole insert because obviously the one it had, wasn't in the best condition. There you guys have, the area right there. Now, check these out. Woo! Banyo boots. These are more like Charo style boots. But, these are more like luxury style because they have a lug sole, and I like the wooden, heel right there. But the thing I like about these boots is that they have a leather lining. Yes, leather lining throughout. So set those there. And that is going to do it for part 1. Started with my old boots, worked my way to there. And then in part 2, I'm going to show you guys the new additions. Got those, and those. So, we'll be back, and yeah, hope you guys enjoyed part 1. Until next time, peace.